Hey everyone, welcome to Overtime Insights. Some news coming out of the NFL Combine. Penn State defensive end Abdul Carter, a projected top pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, has opted against surgery for a stress reaction in his right foot, as confirmed by medical evaluations during the NFL Scouting Combine. So Abdul Carter's injury was identified as a stress reaction in his right foot that was discovered during a routine medical testing at the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. Stress reaction represents a precursor to a stress fracture characterized by inflammation and micro damage to the bone due to repetitive strain. Unlike a full fracture, which involves a clear break, a stress reaction indicates early stage bone fatigue that can heal with rest and conservative treatment. Now, when reports started coming out, there were some mixed opinions among medical professionals about whether surgery, specifically inserting a screw to stabilize the foot, would be necessary. However, subsequent scans conducted on February 27, 2025 revealed that the injury was less severe than initially feared, leading doctors to advise against surgery. Rosenhaus, who is Carter's agent, he noted that Carter experienced no pain from the injury, further supporting the decision to avoid invasive measures. Like mentioned before, Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, played a pivotal role in shaping the narrative around the injury. After consulting with multiple medical teams, Rosenhaus declared that this surgery is not advisable and emphasized Carter's commitment to proving his fitness at Penn State's Pro Day. He says, "I couldn't be more confident that this will be a non-factor where he's drafted. He's going to put on a show during his workouts." Now, him putting off this surgery shouldn't affect his draft status, whether it's going to be number one to the Tennessee Titans. They don't exactly need a defensive end. However, due for the quarterback class of this upcoming draft isn't as solid or isn't that great compared to other classes. Carter has a combination of athleticism and production. He had 24 tackles for loss and 12 sacks last season. He makes him a compelling option to anchor their defensive front. Another team that values him as a top pick was the Cleveland Browns. They held the number 2 pick. They could see as a team that willing to prioritize his collegiate dominance over short-term health concerns, which we've seen that play out with Travion Walker and Aiden Hutchinson. With the draft scheduled for late April, Carter's Pro Day on March 28th represents his final opportunity to demonstrate his physical readiness. Rosenhaus has framed the event as a showcase to dispel any lingering doubts about the foot injury. Teams will closely monitor his performance in drills such as the 40-yard dash and positional workouts, which could solidify his case as the draft's top prospect. And Carter has indicated that he is not worried about the injury affecting his long-term ability. Carter's situation mirrors cases like Jarzon Newton, a 2024 draft prospect who slid into the second round due to his foot injuries, but still contributed as a rookie. NFL teams increasingly accepted calculated risks on high-ceiling players, particularly when injuries are deemed manageable. For Carter, the lack of structural damage to his foot reduces concerns about chronic issues. Stress reactions, while painful, typically resolve with 6 to 8 weeks of rest, a timeline that aligns with the start of NFL training camps. It is just an inflammation. Surgery shouldn't be worth it unless it's absolutely necessary. And for it just being a stress reaction, not a stress fracture, I think he'll be good to go. No worry about it yet, just needs to rest his foot for 6 to 8 weeks. Abdul Carter's decision to forego foot surgery underscores the high-stakes calculus of NFL draft evaluations. Teams weighing his medical reports against his on-field dominance are likely to view him as a low-risk, high-reward prospect capable of transforming a defense. With Rosenhaus' assurance and a critical pro day ahead, Carter remains on track to hear his name called early on draft night, potentially as the first overall pick. His case reaffirms the league's willingness to bet on talent over transient health concerns, provided the long-term outlook remains favorable. The coming weeks will test Carter's ability to validate the optimism surrounding his recovery. For now, his trajectory serves as a testament to the interplay of medicine, representation, and football's unrelenting demand for elite performances. Now, another story that came out today was Travis Hunter still believing in himself, which is good for him, saying that he can play both offense and defense. This 21-year-old athlete, he played 1,380 combined offensive and defensive snaps in his final college season, while winning both the Best Defensive Award and Best Receiver Award, as well as the Heisman. Hunter's combined declaration that they say nobody has ever done it the way that I do it, but I'm different. And yes, this is a very unique talent. We have not seen anything like this capacity of where he is a true offensive and defensive player, playing both sides all the time. Last year, he played on offense 672 snaps, getting 92 receptions, 1,152 yards, 14 touchdowns. Whereas on defense, he played 686 snaps, 33 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 10 pass breakups. Now, Hunter also added that, "I know I can do it. I did it at the college level, where rarely get breaks, and there's a lot more breaks in the NFL." Now, that may be true. There might be more breaks in the NFL. However, if you look back at any player interview about the comparison between college and the NFL, a lot of players are going to say NFL is just extremely fast and a lot harder hitting. So this got me thinking, all right, who did he play? What was his competition? What was his tough competition? And the one that stuck out the most was his game against Nebraska. Hunter's September 7th, 2024 road game against Nebraska proved the most psychologically taxing environment of his career. He played in a stadium with over 89,000 attendees, and it was just the loudest he's ever been a part of in a college football game. He said that we couldn't hear play calls. The noise scrambled our pre-snap adjustments like radio static. And if you looked at what his production was that game, on offense, he had 4 receptions and 38 yards. And on defense, only 1 pass breakup. And the Cornhuskers, they played their defensive game well and didn't allow Hunter to do anything that game, and let alone anyone else. Now, I'm not saying just because he didn't play against top-tier talent throughout his college career that he's not going to be great. He is a great player. This is something that we have not seen at this capacity, and it is going to be a game-changing moment. However, I'm looking at where he's going to lie in this draft, and if you look at who's got the top picks, you look at his top 2, Tennessee and Cleveland. I think he does go number 1. Just Tennessee would be the best fit for him. You could really build your team around him, and if everything goes completely well, you got two players in one. And Travis Hunter would be that guy to do it. And this is he is a generational talent, and it's not the best division. It's not like a top tier division. Houston will give them a run for their money, but the other teams, Jacksonville, who's under a new head coach and going to be new systems, generally have not been great in the past few years. And the Colts aren't exactly dominant as they were in prior years. So this could be a really good fit for Travis Hunter. And I think they will take the risk and play him at both quarterback and wide receiver. And I think they're going to just have to play it out, maybe not go full out, just see where he fits in. And they'll take the first year to decide, hey, are you going to be a wide receiver or a cornerback? Then you go in the second, Cleveland Browns. This is where we talked about earlier, Abdul Carter. Probably is going to end up there. Myles Garrett wanting to get out, and you're going to need someone to take over that spot. And it looks like to be Abdul Carter. So, and let's say Titans decide that, oh no, we like Abdul Carter better. That's going to be a tougher division for Travis Hunter to be in. Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, it's those AFC North teams are always tough battles to be in, and I think it's going to be a lot different for Travis Hunter to grow, develop in that division, where I think he could thrive in a weaker division like the AFC South. So what do you think? Do you think Travis Hunter is going to succeed as a two-way player? If not, does he play wide receiver or cornerback? How about where does he land? Does he land number 1 overall, number 2, or even lower? And what do you think about Abdul Carter? Do you think it's the right decision for him to forego his surgery? Let me know in the comments below. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time in Overtime.